Jonathan Smith was an ordinary man. He lived an ordinary life. He worked at a bookstore, loved reading adventures, and drank too much coffee. He never expected anything extraordinary to happen. Little did he know his life was about to change forever. The smiling critters were a sight to behold. They shimmered with 1,000 colors. They spoke in rhymes and riddles. They possessed a magic that felt both ancient and new. Jonathan was bewildered but strangely drawn to them. The critters explained their world was in danger. A darkness known as the Shadow King threatened their joy and light. They needed a protector, a human who could see their world and fight for them. Jonathan, with a mix of fear and excitement, accepted the challenge. He was no longer just a bookseller, he was a hero. Jonathan's first task was to enter the Whispering Woods. The woods were dark and twisted. Whispers filled with doubt and fear echoed through the trees. These whispers were the Shadow King's doing, trying to weaken Jonathan's resolve. Fear threatened to consume Jonathan, but he remembered the smiling critters, their laughter and light. He focused on their hope, their belief in him. Taking a deep breath, he pushed forward, his fear giving way to determination. He would not let them down. Deep in the Whispering Woods, Jonathan met CraftyCorn. CraftyCorn was a creature of contradictions, wise yet playful, cautious yet brave. He became Jonathan's guide, his confidant, his friend. CraftyCorn taught Jonathan about the smiling critters' world. He shared their stories, their fears, their hopes. He helped Jonathan understand his role, not as a commander, but as a partner, a friend. Together, they faced the challenges ahead, their bond unbreakable. The Shadow King was a creature of darkness. It fed on fear, doubt, and despair. It wanted to extinguish the smiling critters' light, plunging their world into eternal darkness. Jonathan had faced the whispers in the woods, but the Shadow King was different. It was ancient, powerful, and utterly ruthless. He knew he couldn't fight it with brute force. He needed to be smart, resourceful, and use his unique human perspective to outwit the darkness. The smiling critters needed to reach the Cave of Whispers, a place where their light could banish the Shadow King's influence. But the cave was heavily guarded by creatures under the Shadow King's control. Jonathan, using his knowledge of human strategy, devised a plan. He created a diversion, drawing the guards away while the critters slipped past. His quick thinking and courage allowed them to reach the cave, their hope renewed. After each victory, big or small, the smiling critters held festivals of light. These festivals were explosions of color, music, and laughter. They were a celebration of life, joy, and the power of hope. Jonathan, caught up in the whirlwind of celebration, realized the true meaning of his purpose. It wasn't just about defeating the Shadow King, it was about protecting the light, the joy, the very essence of what it meant to be alive. And he was proud to be a part of it. Jonathan discovered a powerful weapon against the Shadow King. Laughter. The Shadow King, for all its power, couldn't stand joy. Laughter, especially Jonathan's human laughter, weakened it, chipped away at its darkness. Jonathan began to use humor, jokes, and silly stories as weapons. He found that even in the darkest moments, a well-placed pun or a funny anecdote could lift the spirits of the critters and push back the shadows. In a heartbreaking turn of events, one of the smiling critters, lured by promises of power, betrayed them to the Shadow King. This betrayal cut deep, shaking Jonathan's faith and leaving the critters vulnerable. Jonathan was devastated. He felt betrayed. But more importantly, he felt a profound sense of loss. He had failed to see the darkness lurking within one of their own. This experience taught him that even in the brightest of lights, shadows can hide, and trust, once broken, is difficult to mend. The final battle took place in the heart of the smiling critters' world, their very source of light and joy. The Shadow King, empowered by betrayal and fueled by fear, seemed unstoppable. But there stood Jonathan, courageously defending the smiling critters. The ground trembled, the air crackled with energy. This was it. Jonathan gathered his courage, his love for the critters, and his own human spirit. He fought with everything he had. In a final act of defiance, empowered by the combined light of the critters and his own unwavering belief, Jonathan vanquished the Shadow King, its darkness dissolving into motes of light. The threat was over. The smiling critters were safe. Jonathan, forever changed by his experiences, decided to stay in their world, becoming their protector, their friend, and their bridge to the human world. Standing tall and proud among the grateful smiling critters, he was no longer just an ordinary man but a hero, a legend. He continued to tell stories, share laughter, and remind the critters of the power of joy. He taught them about the human world, and in turn, they taught him about the magic that resided in every heart, human or critter. Jonathan Smith resonates with viewers because he is one of us. He is ordinary, flawed, and initially afraid, but he rises to the challenge, proving that heroism isn't about special powers, but about courage, kindness, and an unwavering belief in the power of good. Close up on Jonathan's face, his eyes filled with warmth, compassion, and a hint of mischief. He represents the hero within us all. Jonathan reminds us that we all have the potential for greatness within us. We all have the ability to face our fears, fight for what we believe in, and protect the things that bring us joy. He is a reflection of our own aspirations, our own desire to make a difference in the world. Jonathan Smith's journey in Smiling Critters Season 2 is a testament to the power of the human spirit. He teaches us about courage, friendship, and the importance of fighting for what we believe in, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem. The words Smiling Critters appear on screen, surrounded by a cascade of light and color. The logo represents hope, joy, and the enduring power of imagination. His story is a beacon of light, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, hope, laughter, and a little bit of courage can make all the difference. Jonathan Smith, the ordinary man turned extraordinary hero, will forever hold a special place in our hearts.